Good day. Today's total body fitness is going to be a mobility challenge. So what that means is we're working on strength and flexibility at the same time, but we're looking for strength in the end range of motion. So without further ado, we're going to get started in a seated position. So you're going to grab your chair, you're going to have a seat, sit near the edge, and you're going to widen your legs, and then you're going to hip hinge. You want your back as flat as possible. You can put your hands to your shoulders, across your chest, or out to the side, and you're going to fold down like doing a pancake, and then you're going to come back up. Okay, so you want to push down slightly with your feet. Your stomach is strong. You're going to feel your back muscles work. And the other thing I want you to feel that's happening is your tailbone is going to tilt backwards towards the wall or the back of your chair as you hinge forward. I'm going to go ahead and turn to the side as well so you can see what it looks like, but you just keep hinging if you're already going. Let's do one more. And come on up. You're going to bring your feet in and you're going to fold over your legs and just take a passive stretch. So you can come down to your elbows. You can come down all the way till your hands touch your feet. You can relax your head, let it hang. And then come back up and then stand up. So now you're going to use the back of the chair as a balancing stick. And we're going to move the leg that's closest to the chair. You're going to lift it up and you're going to bring it out to the side and back down. Okay, we're going to do 8 on each side. So you lift the leg out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Before we switch to the other side, the leg that you were using, go ahead and do a quad stretch. So you're going to hold on to the ankle or to the foot and allow the knee to drop down. And let's switch, other side. Lifting the leg, bring it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Quad stretch. You're going to come back to the seated good morning. So you're going to sit, you're going to open your legs, now maybe a little bit wider, and you're really going to try to push your knees backward, keeping them over your ankles, not letting them drop in, and hinge down. Use the strength of your legs, your butt, and your core. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, 4, 8. Bring your feet in. You're going to cross your right ankle over the left. Here, what you're going to do is you're going to gently push down on the knee, but you're going to resist it by pushing upward. So I'm gently pressing down and up with the leg, holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Change, crossing opposite leg. And then you're going to lift the knee up. You're going to resist by pushing down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Back to the good morning. Hip hinge. Maybe now you can touch down to the ground. 1. Strong core, 2. Flat back, 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Now you're going to do a quick quad stretch using your chair. So you're just going to turn to the side and extend the other leg back behind you. Now if you can go further back, that's fine. You can keep it right down here. Experimenting, stretching here. And change sides. And release. We're going to come to a sit down, stand up, or squat. So you're going to go up and just tap the butt. Make sure your knees track over your toes and they're not knocking in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Quad stretch. And change. And next you're going to use the chair, but you're going to put your foot on it. We're going to move into a deep lunge. So you're going to have your hand on the back of the chair, stepping one foot on. You're going to bend the knee, allow the knee to go way over the toes. Continue to push down so that you're not just passive. Your back butt cheek is squeezing. You're going to feel the stretch in the front hip. Try to keep your shoulders up. And change. Going slow into this. And then not holding it passive, meaning you want to feel activation in your legs. Your legs are working. The back butt cheek is squeezing on the straight leg. Knee going as far over as you can. And change. Let's go again. And change. And change. So hands come down. You're going to lift your right leg up into the air, and we're going to do an airplane, meaning that you're going to open up the hips to the side wall. Then you're going to bring the hips back down, or maybe even slightly past down, doing an internal rotation, coming inward with that toe and that hip. Okay, let's do 4 on each side. Opening the hip, closing the hip. Open, close. 2 more. And last one. Change legs. Open and close. Open and close. Open and close. And 1 more. And close. Go ahead and move your chair off of your mat. We're going to maybe come back to it, so don't go too far. All right, so next we're going to go into a second position, or horse stance. So your feet are going to be wide, and we're going to bend the knees, and we're going to lift right heel and then left heel. And straighten the legs to take a break, squeeze your glutes. And then we're going to come back down into that second position. Now you're going to lift the toe. A little shift from side to side is good. Really try to lift the whole foot up if you can, not just your little toes. And straighten the legs, squeeze the bum. We're going to turn the toes forward and do a good morning now standing. You're going to start with a little soft knee. Your hips go back, back is flat, and come up. This should feel easier than the seated version because it's not as much hip bend. Yes, when you were seated and going, you really were folding like a pancake. Now you're not. So here's where we're going to add the option of adding weight. If you want to grab a couple of heavy weights, go ahead and do that. And for this one, we're going to keep the feet a little closer together and bring the weights to the front of the thighs, soft knees. You're going to hip hinge, flat back, sliding those weights down towards your knees. Now you want to feel the stretch in your hamstrings and your glutes. Your stomach is strong, and you're going to try to use the hamstrings and the back to come up. So you're trying to stretch, pushing the butt backwards and come up. So I'm not just going forward and down, I'm going back with my hips, and that brings my shoulders forward. Looking for a deep stretch in the hamstrings. The other thing I'm doing with my heavy weights is I've got my lats engaged, so I almost feel like I'm kind of rolling my shoulders slightly back and down just to tighten up those muscles underneath my armpits, as if I put a piece of paper right up underneath there and I've got to kind of squeeze it and hold it in. I'm going to do that with my upper body as I do my hip hinge. We're now going to transition into a more of a single leg hip hinge. So putting your right foot forward, you're going to lift your left heel up a little bit so more of the weight is in the right foot. Hip hinge. Change legs, hip hinge. Fairly straight front leg, soft bend knee in the back. Nice. And while we've got our weights, we're going to do a squat overhead press. We're going to do both arms at the same time. So you're going to bend your knees, go as low as you can go, then come up, bend the elbows, and then push up towards the ceiling. 8 of these. Nice and slow, control. That way you can go low. If you go too fast, you'll end up doing a small little bend. Let's do 2 more. Alrighty, while we've got our weights, let's go ahead and do a set of bicep curls. We're going to do 10 to 12. Okay, whatever feels right to you. Turn those palms forward, elbows, pinch them in, and we curl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Go ahead and put your weights down. And next we're going to use something a little lower than your chair. I'm going to use an ottoman. Okay. So what we're going to go is back into that deep lunge. So you're going to put your foot on the ottoman or a lower box. You're going to bend the knee as far forward as you can go. You're going to try to keep your back leg straight and your shoulders up. Now the lower you go, the more likely you got to lift the back heel. You can put your hands on your thigh or hold onto something for balance. Start to shift forward, go very slow. Then feel the stretch in the back of the foot. You're going to start to push up, coming up onto the ball of the foot. And how far can you go keeping your chest up? Squeezing the muscles, not passive. I'm not hanging out here. I'm shaking here. And then push it back up. Other side. So once again, you start to get in. Going to lift the back heel a little bit when you feel too much stretch, and you're going to keep sending the knee forward, shoulders stay back. Feeling the stretch in the front hip crease, but keep yourself active. Don't go down too far and just rest. And let's try one more time. Should be pretty challenging. Here we go, nice and slow. Knee forward, chest up and back heel lifts. Get the knee way over the toes, a lot of weight in the front foot. And come back. And release. We're going to come back to an ottoman move a little later, so go ahead and move it off the sofa or off the mat for now. Next, we're going to work the inner thighs. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your hands down to the floor, or if you need to put your hands on something a little higher like blocks or the ottoman, you can do that. But ideally, I want your hands on the floor, your legs really wide. You're going to then use strength to stand up. So you can get down there any way you want. You can put your hands down first and kind of heel toe the legs out. You're going to try to get them wide. And then you're going to try to straighten the legs. Okay, now if it's too much to straighten the legs, you're just going to tighten those muscles like you're going to straighten those legs. And then rise up. You're going to blow out hard as you come up. More and more that you do it, maybe the wider you can go, the straighter you can go. You're trying to use your hamstrings and maybe your inner thighs to do this work. Okay? So come on down, get your feet strong and solid, and then tighten those muscles, especially in your glute, and then take a breath and exhale. Come on up, and we go back down. Exhale, come on up, go back down. Can you go a little wider with your feet? Come up, exhale. Lower down. Breathing. Exhale, go. Push. Yep. Let's do one more. And maybe one day you'll be able to do it with your feet really wide. The wider you get, the more likely you're going to start with your elbows down and then coming up. I'm not quite there yet. But that is a goal. Let's do a couple shakeouts of the legs. Okay, so next, you're either going to use your ottoman or a large stability ball. We're going to sit on the ball and we're going to lay backwards onto it. Sit near the front of it, don't sit near the top or the back, you'll go rolling. And then you're going to walk your feet forward to allow yourself to roll on the ball. And then from here, you're going to lift your hips up. Your head is going to go on the ball. Your arms are going to come up in the air. We're going to start with the arms coming open to a V, but low V. So the palms stay up towards the ceiling. The arms come by your sides at a V, and maybe as far down to touch the floor if you can. Then you bring them back up. Then we're going to go more open, a little bit more closer to that T position. See how far you can go to get a stretch and pull them back up. Then you're going to go to a Y up over the head, stop where you need, and come back up. And then you're going to go straight up over your head, an I shape, your palms face inward, reaching up towards the wall, and come back up. Okay? All right, let's do that round one more time. Hips come up, so you're working your glutes, working your legs. Your arms come down by your sides or slightly open, palms up. Come back up, then go to a V. Come back up, then out to the side, T for Tom. As far as you can go, and then come back up, hit that Y. Come back up, and then the I over the head. And come back up. All right, make your way back up to seated on the ball. So you're going to roll forward like you're doing a crunch, and you're going to push with your feet to roll back up. All right, we're going to go back to that seated good morning. You can do it on your ball. It's probably, if it's low like mine, it's a little lower than the ottoman, or at least I feel like it is. And then you're going to open those legs, hands cross over your chest or hands here to the shoulders, and you're going to feel a good stretch in those inner thighs. And then you're going to put a little pressure into your feet so that it's active and it's not just passive stretch, and come back up. Let's do 3 more of these. Working those inner thighs. Flat back, 2. Let's do 2 more. 3. And 4. Okay, now we're going to come side lying using the ball. Once again, you could do this using an ottoman instead. And you're going to bring that ball or that ottoman next to you, and you're going to lie on your side, and you're going to extend the top leg. Now we're going to look for a stretch down the side that's up on, towards the ceiling, and we're going to contract this side. So this arm that's on the floor, you're going to let it bend so you can really get a side stretch. Now, whether you keep your arm up over your head or just by your side or near your ball is fine. This is all about right here, your side obliques. And now you're going to use those muscles to come up, okay? But you really want to feel the contraction in the stretched position. So don't be in a big hurry to come up and squeeze really hard this way, that's what it is. But I really want you to feel that you're contracting even down here, contracting low in the stretched position. It's easier to contract in a shortened position, yes? But we're trying to do that way down here. And while we're here on the side lying, go ahead and prop yourself up so you've got a little bit more stability with your hand. You're going to lift the top leg. Now we're going to bring the leg, bend the knee, bring it into the chest as far up as you can go. Pull, 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 and then extend back. We're going to bring it to the chest, pull, 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 ab work, and extend. We go, pull. Extend. This is number 4. Extend. This is 5. Extend. Here's 6. Extend. Number 7. And 8. Yeah? All right, we're going to switch to the other side. So starting with the side crunches, kind of lay on the side, kind of move this knee so it's more comfortable, so you feel like you're really just laying out here. This leg is for stability. We're going to go as open and stretched as you can. We're going to use the side waist to come into a contraction. Breathing out, 6, 7, and 8. And then propping yourself up a little bit better so we can do the knee drives to the chest. You're going to lift your top leg, breathe in. On the exhale, drive it in, bring it in as tight as you can. 1, exhale, 2, really hold that squeeze. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nice. Okay, so next we're going to work the shoulders. So you're going to put your elbows on the ball. We're going to roll that ball out and in. You're going to feel your abs work. Underneath the shoulders, you're pressing down. Now we're going to roll the ball out and we're going to try to hold it out. So we're strengthening in the really as long as you can make your arms, as much of a stretch you can get. You can go to hands and you're going to press. Pressing down into the ball, strengthening around the shoulders, but in a stretched position. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so we're going to do that around the world action with the arms again, laying on the ball. But if you want to add weight, maybe a 1, 2, 3 pound weight or a couple of small water bottles. Head on the ball, hips up, arms up. You're going to lower them down by your sides, palms up. Now, how far you go is up to you, but you want to try to go all the way down to as far of a stretch as the ball will let you, and then back all the way up. Now, you're going to do the low V. Arms come open, palms are still up. As low as you can go. Go slow as you get more stretch, and then pull it back up. I'm going to go more open to a T, maybe a little bit shy of being straight out. How low can you go? Control it. Start to really slow it down there. And then pull it back up. A little bit of bend elbows. Now you're going to go up into the Y. Still, see if you can get the palms to turn upward. If you need to turn them inward, you can. That will make it a little easier. And pull them up. And then now the palms will face inward. You're going to go over the head. As far as you can go, feel the strength, holding that strength, and pull it back up. Nice. All righty. If you like that one, you can repeat that one again sometime. But we're going to move back into some lunges. So put your weights down, and now we're going to see if you can go a little bit lower. If you've got a lower step, grab that. You're going to step your right foot up onto the step. You're going to hop your back foot back a little bit so you can get as much into that deep lunge as you can. You can hold on to something. Remember, your back heel is going to come up. So as you start to get the knee over the toe, shoulders stay up and back, chest forward, heel lifts, and you're going to go down and hold it without resting. Shaking is good. And push back up. Change legs. All right, start the shift forward, chest up, heel lifts. How far down can you go? And push back. Let's do another round. Now, if you think that you can go and do this all the way down on the floor, you can move your step out of the way. I'm going to try it. But if you want to continue on that step because that was feeling really good to you, that's what I'd like you to do. This is all about what feels good. All right, so widening your stance, pretty good to start. Back heel's going to lift up. Chest stays up and proud. Focus on something so you don't lose your balance and start to bend the knee. Knee over toes. If you can keep the heel down, great. If you need to lift it, that's okay, but see if you can keep that heel down, stretch and hold. And push back up. That should have been really hard. And then the other side. All right, going nice and slow into a really low lunge, but not stretching necessarily. It's not passive. I am working. I'm using all my muscles in both my legs. And come back up. All right, so you should be feeling some fire burn up here in those quads. So we're gonna do what's called a couch stretch. Here, I'm gonna invite you to grab your ottoman. Okay, I'm gonna show you the entry-level version first, and then I'll show you the advanced version second. In a couch stretch, you're gonna come to a kneeling position. We're gonna kneel on the ottoman, and we're gonna look to stretch the quad of the knee that's on the ottoman. So I'm going to bend down however I need to do it, lifting that foot up, grab a hold of the foot, and then I'm gonna try to come upright. Shoulders over hips. You're gonna squeeze your glute. This one, the one that you're holding the foot of, pushing the hips forward, and then pulling the knee or the foot in as tight as you can do without, straining, hurting yourself, etc. And then release, switch sides. Don't forget to squeeze the butt to push the hips forward and release. Okay, so that's the entry-level version because the fact that you didn't go down onto the ground to do it. But here is the advanced version. So now your foot is going to go on the ottoman and your knee on the floor. And the closer your knee and your hip are to your couch or your ottoman chair, the more challenging this is. And then you're going to come up and the same thing. You're going to get the shoulders back. You're going to squeeze the butt to push the hips forward and in line. Shoulders stack over hips. And holding here. The further back you go, the more stretch you might get. And release, other side. Once again, easing into it. If you can only go here, right? This might be a lot. As you get more, taking it back. Don't forget to squeeze the butt to push the hips forward. And release. Nice. All right, so we're gonna come down to the floor. Okay, so we're gonna start in the 90-90 position and we're gonna work the glute. So put your right leg in front and your left leg behind and feel like they're at a 90-degree angle. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna just put your hands on the inside of your leg, right near your knee, and you're gonna try to lift that knee up and resist that pressure. Now you're gonna relax that. Now you're gonna push that knee down, the front knee, down to the mat, feeling your butt work. Let's repeat that. So hands to inner thigh knee area. You're pushing up with your knee and resisting with your arms. and release. And now you're going to push your knee down. Now you're going to keep that pushing down and you're going to hinge forward to your degree. Maybe that's as far as you can go. Maybe you can get your chest down all the way. And then see if you can let go of your hands off the floor and come on up. Perfect. Let's try the other side. All righty, we're going to start with the press down with the hands lifting the knee up. And release. Now you're going to press the knee down. You feel your butt work. And release. Let's do that again. Pressing inward. And release. Pressing down. Staying in that pressing down position, begin to hinge forward. Fingertips come out in front. Go as low as you can, as long as you keep the pressing. I want you to feel the active muscle. This is not just lay down and breathe, passive pigeon. And then arms come out to the side and come on up. Excellent. Let's do one more round. Switch to the other side. All right, so we're going to push the knee in and up, and I'm going to resist. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, then release, and press the knee down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Press the knee up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Press it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that press down. Hinge forward. Maybe you can do it with no hands the whole time. How far can you go before you need to put them down? And then see if you can go a little bit lower. Keeping a little contraction. Hoo hoo, booty. And come on up. Change sides. Okay, hands on knee, push up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release, press it down. 2, 3, 4. Press up. 2, 3, 4. Press down. 2, 3, 4. Keep the pressure down. Hinge. How far can you go? Put the hands down when you need it. And then go a little bit further using the assist. And come on up. Yeah! All right, come onto your back. Going to take the legs up in the air. We're going to open them to a V. We're going to reach the arms through and do some crunches here. So you're going to lift your head, lift your shoulders right off that mat. Now keep them off the mat, and we're going to pulse 20 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring everything back together. Bend the knees. Windshield wiper, so feet go wide off of your mat. Roll knees nice and slow. Coming back, bringing your feet back in the air, opening to a V once again. Lift your head and shoulders. Now this time we're going to reach towards the right toe and then come to center and then to the left toe. All the while trying to keep this part as steady as possible, your legs, right? We don't want them to be moving all over the place. Keep them steady, reaching right and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, change. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, and change. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, change. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and take rest. Bring your legs in, bend the knees. Windshield wipers, feet go wide. Now we're going to do a passive figure 4, crossing the right ankle over the left knee, and we're going to push at the hip, right at the leg, the bottom of your femur. You're trying to push that to get a stretch. and then release. Now you're going to draw your knees in so you can stretch now your glute. And release. Other side. Crossing ankle over knee. We're going to start by pushing the leg away really low. I want you to push down here, not up at the knee. You can get just a little bit more traction this way. And release, and now knees come in. And then happy baby, holding onto your feet, go wide with your legs. Option to roll. You also have the option to start straightening the legs to see if you can get a little bit more out of your hamstrings. And release. Bridge pose, arms by your sides, hips come up. Squeezing the glutes. And lower back down. Extending long with your left leg. Your right knee is going to come in for wind removing pose. Option here to add a spinal twist. So you're just going to bring the right leg across the body. You can stay right here and not twist, or you can start to use your strength of your arm to help you roll over. And then come back to center and change. This is our final exercise stretch. Pulling the knee in first. And then drawing the leg towards mid-center. Continuing into a twist if you did on the other side. And come back to center. Draw both knees in and make your way up to seated. All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for coming. We'll see you next time. Mobility. Ooh, always so hard.